You've probably heard that between now and the end of March 2023, all rents for social housing tenants and for private tenants have been frozen by the Scottish Government as a result of the cost of living crisis. This hasn't affected your rent yet, as housing associations only set rents once a year, every March or April. The Scottish Government will decide in early 2023 whether housing associations will be allowed to raise rents in 2023-24. However, both the Scottish Government and Scottish Housing Regulator have said that housing associations should still carry out a normal consultations with tenants on rents for next year. Everyone is also feeling the impact of the high levels of inflation as it affects the costs of goods and services that we all buy, and this reflects in the costs to Albyn Housing of how we run our business and deliver our services to tenants. Following the country's emergence from a health pandemic, the economy is now being impacted by the significant effects of inflation and other events putting pressure on the everyday necessities that we buy. We were able to apply a rent increase of 3.3% in April of 2022, which is well below the level of inflation at that time of 9.0%, and the increase in the cost of goods and services has remained at these high levels ever since. Continued investment is required to improve our housing to meet the efficiency standard for social housing. At the same time as improving energy efficiency, we are investing in new build developments to provide more social housing to those in need. This consultation asks for tenant input into a rent review for the levels of rents charged with effect from 1st of April 2023. Our current rent levels. The average weekly rent for an Albyn Housing Society tenant in 2021-22, the latest year for which all social landlord rents were published, was £90.66. This is similar to the average across all registered social landlords, which was £90.72. Our average rents have been in line with or lower than the RSL average weekly rent for the past 3 years. Our performance in 2021-22. In 2021-22 we spent £33.6 million on new and existing homes across the Highlands. The largest part of our expenditure was on building new homes, where we spent £15.4 million. We spent a further £3 million on repairing and maintaining existing homes and £2.1 million on replacing heating systems, kitchens, bathrooms and windows and doors. We spent £3.9 million on our operating costs and £2.5 million on bank interest charges. During the year we completed 129 homes for social rent and 33 homes for mid-market rent. We replaced 36 kitchens, 27 bathrooms, 143 heating systems and 36 windows and doors in the year, helping to contribute to improved efficiency and quality of existing stock. In 2022-23 we plan to replace 113 heating systems or boilers, 86 kitchens, 52 bathrooms, 75 properties windows and doors, spending over £3.8 million in improvements. How do we spend your rent? The money you pay in rent is put towards the cost of providing the services you receive as an Albyn tenant. The main items of expenditure are housing management, repairs and maintenance and loan interest charges. Based on the average weekly rent, this is how we spent each pound. A policy and business plan requires us to continue to set our rents with reference to the rate of inflation, basing the annual increase on the change in inflation as measured in September each year. We use the Consumer Price Index, which is a government measure of inflation that aims to reflect the change in cost of living and is published by the Office for National Statistics on a monthly basis. However, due to the unusually high rate of inflation as at September 2022 of 10.1%, we feel that to increase rent levels by this amount would place too much pressure on the affordability of rents, and after modelling a number of options are seeking tenants' views on 3 different options which are all well below the rate of inflation. We have considered what we need to do to keep our rents affordable, but this will impact on the amount of money we can invest in improving existing homes. Whilst we will do all that we can to minimise the impact on the numbers of heating systems, kitchen, bathrooms and other improvements we can afford, there will be an impact on what we can afford to do. Each option presented in this consultation includes the amount we need to save over the next 10-year period. Option A: this is the lowest level of increase that we feel is feasible if we are to maintain reasonable investment in our existing stock and the services that we provide to tenants. If this is the preferred option, Albyn will need to save £7.0 million from our investment programme over the next 10 years, which could mean that we would need to deliver up to 439 fewer heating system replacements, 658 fewer kitchen replacements or 548 fewer bathroom replacements. Option B: under this option we would need to save £5.5 million from our investment programme over the next 10 years, which could mean that we would need to deliver up to 345 fewer heating system replacements, 517 fewer kitchen replacements or 431 fewer bathroom replacements. Option C. Under this option we would need to save £3.5 million from our investment programme over the next 10 years, which could mean that we would need to deliver up to 219 fewer heating system replacements, 329 fewer kitchen replacements or 274 fewer bathroom replacements. In the event that the Scottish Government extend the provision of the Cost of Living Tenant Protection Bill 2022 beyond the 31st of March 2023, and the cap on rent increases is below the preferred option chosen from this consultation, we will apply the legislative cap as required. Complete the survey below this video to respond. The consultation period will run until 16th of December 2022 and your response will be used to inform our board's decision-making on rent levels for 2023/24. Changes to rent levels will be effective from 1st of April 2023. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions or comments, please contact us in the usual way.